morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Wednesday, August 28th, 2024. That is 4.5 years of Torah every single day, of friendship and community, of learning, of love. Every single day. It has been an honor to be part of this community with you. Thank you, Penny, for 1,125 consecutive weekday mornings. It is also day 327 since October 7th. It's good to see all of you. Hi, Deb. Nice to see you. Am Yisrael Chayido. Susie, good to see you too. Hi, Adele. Hi, Arlene. Peter, Sharon, it's good to see you. Rosa, Boker Tov. We are praying for your friend Chavi. Bless Chavi in whatever way that she needs. Linda and Deborah, Susan, Barry, Dale, Ellen, Iris, Catherine sending love to Australia. Linda, good to see you. Ido, thank you for sending support from Israel. It's only love and a lot of it. Amy, it's good to see you. Julianne, Natalia, Mindy, and Cecile, Boker Tov friends. A lot to talk about, but let's take a breath, sing a bracha, learn some Torah, and then build our world. Jonathan and Lydia, it's good to see you. Chana and Ron, Boker Tov. Hi, April. Okay, here we go. Hi, Stan. All right, I saw a bunch of things that I want to acknowledge before we begin with the learning today. First of all, it's good to see, Linda, it's good to see you here. You are celebrating your 47th wedding anniversary today. Mazal Tov. So good to share that with you. Deborah, I'm so glad that baby Lou is improving. Thank you for sharing that. Natalia, you're going in for a brain MRI. We are praying for you. And I think there might have been something else that someone shared. If I've missed anything, friends, if I've missed any of your moments, thank you for sharing them. Please pay attention to each other's sharings so that it can be a true communal support system and inter-platform support too. Deb is offering love to everybody on Facebook from Instagram. So I'll be a conduit here. It's good to see all of you. And thank God for the kind of community we are, where in the midst of everything going on in the world, we do not miss the chance to show each other love and comfort and support. So, in that spirit, let's talk a little Torah. Parshat Re'eh, where we are, in the middle of Deuteronomy. Remember, the context is that Moshe has been saying goodbye for a long time. It is a big parsha. In fact, my predecessor as scholar in residence at UJA Federation of New York, Rabbi Michael Paley, our teacher, loves this parsha very, very much. Of course, he loves every parsha, but he told me when I began in my role that his favorite chapter in the entire Torah is Deuteronomy chapter 15. That's in Parshat Re'eh. And I recommend it very highly just as a review of what it means to live life as a student of Torah. I know that many communities struggle with political language. I cannot tell you the number of times that I was told as a pulpit rabbi to focus on the Jewish stuff, leave politics out of this. Now, it is important to be boundaried in the way that we engage politically. A Jewish community is not monolithic, and we're not dogmatic. We don't believe that there's one answer to the biggest of questions most of the time. But it is also true that whereas Penny is correct, every chapter is Rabbi Michael Paley's favorite chapter, it is also true that this one he likes quite a lot. And one of the reasons that students of Torah, real deep teachers and students of Torah, appreciate Torah so much is because it engages with the world as it is. And if we are called to build a world from love, if we are called to pursue justice, as Leviticus tells us, if we are truly students of Torah, which is concerned first and foremost with humanity, not just tribal survival, but humanity, as Genesis teaches us, if we are called to remember to never oppress the stranger because we were strangers in the land of Egypt, as Exodus teaches us, then we understand when Moses in this week's Parsha teaches us that there should be no needy, that we should do our best as UJA does day in and day out to alleviate poverty, knowing that all the while, this is Deuteronomy 15:11, there will never cease to be needy ones in your land, even where we have self-determination in today's incarnation, the modern Jewish homeland, the state of Israel. Listen to the verse, chapter 15, verse 11. There will never cease to be needy ones in your land, which is why I command you to open your hand to the poor and the needy kinsmen in your land. That means that we are called day in and day out to pay attention to the most vulnerable members of society and to know that the most Jewish thing you can do is help build a just community. Of course, policy can be very complicated. I'm not presuming that the details of the how are in this week's Parsha in an immediately applicable way, but I am saying that a concern, the core concern of Torah, is society, humanity, the recognition that the image of God is an inherent truth in every human being, and therefore, when someone says, stick to the Jewish stuff, leave politics behind, you can't do both of those things. If I'm a good Jew, then I'm concerned about my neighbor. I'm concerned about those who don't have homes. I'm concerned about those who are hungry. I am concerned in Israel for the unrecognized Bedouin communities from which Farhan, the hostage who was just released yesterday, just freed yesterday, comes from. Israel shows up at its best for every vulnerable part of its society. 20% of Israel's population is not Jewish, and therefore we are called to recognize, friends, that to be deeply Jewish and to be a student of Moshe Rabbeinu in this Torah portion is to be concerned with human welfare. And part of how we deal with the most vulnerable parts of our population, according to the Torah, is to forgive debts. In this week's Parsha, it tells us that. Forgive debts that become onerous. Think about what credit means. I say so as Rabbi Creditor. What it means to be a just society is not to crush people with their own debts. It's to treat them fairly. Hebrew Free Loan Society is one of the biggest ways that we have done that over the generations, both for Jews and for non-Jews, because we are called to treat society with equity. So forgiving debts is a deeply traditional Jewish thing to do. In addition to which, the same part of the Torah, chapter 15 of the book of Deuteronomy, tells us that when someone has become impoverished and therefore is in a servant position, we are called to free them from that societal degradation. How important it is for us to remember that the more Jewish you are, the more just you are. The more engaged tribally a Jew is, the more engaged with society a Jew is. And ultimately, the goal is to defy the prediction in chapter 15. Why must there always be poor people? Why must there always be vulnerability in society? Well, until the great day that the Torah is proven redundant or wrong, please God, because suddenly we find ourselves in an equitable society where housing is a human right, healthcare is a human right, and debt is ridiculous in the ears of every member of society. Until that great day when everyone has what they need without having to be treated like someone who is needy, because we are all equally needful. Until that great day, we are called to pay attention to the Torah and the Torah's call for a just society. And when we make our political decisions, as we do every day, but certainly in an election cycle in the United States, and certainly in these moments of great political volatility in the state of Israel and around the world, when we want to activate that Jewish core of us, we have to remember the language of this Torah portion. What is it to engage politically through a Jewish lens? That's not a partisan thing. It is not partisan to be engaged in politics. How we engage matters too. But the Torah does not let us off the hook. We are called to pay attention. And therefore, when we engage, because we must engage, we have to recognize that it's all interwoven. Vulnerable parts of society include the hostages in this moment. No less and perhaps even more than every other facet we have spoken about, because the most ultimate and basic notion of justice is freedom. And so for 327 days, we have called that out in countless voices, in countless places, in every political sphere, and we must continue to do so. The more Jewish we are, the more just we are, and without freedom, there is no justice. And so let us demand freedom for our family and recognize that our family includes all of humanity in the most ultimate of ways. So in that spirit, friends, in that spirit, let's pray. Let's sing. Let's send our hearts to the east and demand freedom for the remaining 108 hostages. Kolon baleva pnima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefate mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia od lo avda tikvateinu hatikva bat shnot alpayim liot am chofshi be'artzeinu eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim Liot am chofshi be'artzeinu Eretz Zion Yerushalayim. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, friends. Take care.